Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome back once again to your favorite channel, that is studyIQ IS English. So here we are with you today to discuss about this prestigious organization termed as Union Public Service Commission, right? Often people also consider it as one of the most unpredictable public service commissions. So what is the news here? What we are about to discuss, it is this story that the UPSC has released the marks of the recommended candidates on its official website, that is upsc.gov.in. Right. So guys, remember one thing. This is the biggest motivation in any or every UPSC aspirant's life. The session, consider it as a motivational session for you, right? You can learn from this session, you can learn from the data that we are going to share, that it's not any rocket science. Even it is not a piece of cake as well, but it is, obviously considering here, it is not even that difficult. It is not even that easy as well. No, I'm not saying that it is piece of cake and you can crack it within just like this. But yes, you can crack it with ease. This is what simply the statement I can give here. Okay. So let's discuss the parameters. Let's discuss the data, the marks, the cutoff and everything. So yes, we know the names of the top 10 candidates. Okay. See, the most surprising data that is here, that you can see on your screens, it is about the difference between the scores of rank 1 and rank 2. Rank 1, Shakti ma'am, she has scored how much? 143 total marks out of that 1825. Okay, 143 is what she has scored totally. And if we go ahead with the second rank, okay, what is the score? What is the marks? Second rank holder has got. It is 1038, and so does the third rank holder. That is exactly 1038. And see the difference between second and third rank difference. Okay, that is basically third and fourth rank difference. So from 1038 to 1035. 1032, 32, 31, 31, 27, 27. See, these are what the marks of the candidates, okay, those who have made into the top 10 list, right? This is what you must understand. Just even if you are scoring 50%, you are into the list of top 10 rank holders, right? Top 10, yes, that's correct. And now let's discuss the most important feature of this news. Okay, as you can understand here, what is mentioned about the rank 1 holder, that is Shakti Dubey, right? So what is the feature here? 1043 marks, which includes 843 marks in the mains and 200 marks in the interview, that is the personality test. Often it is stated, often by the experts of the UPSC CSE, that your personality is your biggest asset. Yes, the more and more you are able to speak, more and more you are able to express in a more clear, or I must take the word crystal clear, in the mirror aspect, right? Clear as mirror, clear as crystals. You are able to gain the marks out of 275 marks. As you can see, this is an achievement, 200 marks. This is where the sheer representation, the clear, crystal clear representation of knowledge and confidence is, right? So 275, what is the total marks of the personality test, that is the interview, and out of those 275 marks, okay, Shakti Dubey has managed to gain 200 marks. Right. So this is the clear representation of confidence and knowledge representation. Right. So considering the cutoff marks here, this is the greatest level of motivation. Okay. Now, what is the cutoff marks explaining us? Okay. If we just figure about the cutoff from the prelims, mains as well as into the final. If you are a person coming from general category, 87.98, that is 88 marks, they are enough. If you are someone from EWS, 85.92, that is in round figure 86 marks. If you are coming from a category of the backward classes, then 87.28. As you can see, a nominal level of difference, 0.70 marks of the difference between the general and the backward classes. 87.98 for general, 87.28 for the backward classes. In case you are coming from a scheduled caste category, then you have got 79.3, and from scheduled tribes category it will be 74.23 precisely in your prelims. So you can understand that if you are scoring just 100 marks, then also on an average you will be 100 marks above the cutoff list, right? Just what you need to score out of 200, how much? Just 100 marks. 50% is what you need to crack the world's or the India's nation's top toughest exam, topmost toughest exam, right? So when we consider UPSC CSE, that is Civil Services Examination, it is often narrated or stated that one of the top 5 toughest examinations, okay, one of them is UPSC CSE, and when it comes to the country of us, that is India, the top one, okay, the toughest examination of our country is the CSE. So even when we consider the toughest examination, so out of 200, how much marks I do need to qualify the first ever stage, that is the preliminary round? 100 marks. Even if I am scoring 100 marks, that literally is explaining that I am almost 10 to 15 marks ahead of cutoff, right? Okay, so for mains, how much marks do we have got for mains? 250 marks each for one GS paper, that is 4 GS papers. So that is 1000 marks for GS, 250 marks for your essay, and 500 marks for your optional. So in total, what we have got 1750 marks, right? 1750 marks in total, right? So out of those 1750, right, what is the cutoff level for mains? So for general, it is 729. Okay, so you can understand, even if it is less than below, okay, 50% of the data. So 1750, general 729, okay, for EWS 696, for backward classes 702, for scheduled caste 685, and scheduled tribes 684, right? So yes guys, this is the greatest level of motivation, and considering the final cutoff, okay, 947 for general, 917 for EWS, 910 for the backward classes, 880 for SCs, and 884 for the STs, right? So what is this particular data, the figures they are explaining to us? Once again, simply what you need to score 50%, and with this 50%, you are going to be the top 10 candidate if you score 50%. Like Shakti Dubey, she has scored exactly 51.5%, and she is the rank 1 holder. And understand the difference between the marks of rank 2, 3, 4 and so on. Rank 2 is 138, so is rank 3. Okay, rank 4 is 132, so is rank 5. Okay, so simply speaking, 50%, that means you are into the top 10 list, right? Into the list of the top 10 candidates. You are, securing that particular position now. 50%. Once again, I must reiterate this, that yes, it's not a piece of cake, no doubt in that, but yes, it's not even a rocket science. That is, very troublesome thing for you. It's not. What do we need here? Sheer consistency and a discipline spiced with punctuality. This is what is needed, and you are done, right? Yes, that's correct. So read daily, read carefully, and yes, obviously go ahead with as much as practice as you can. Okay, so when we talk about the cutoff marks, okay, so general is here, okay, SC/ST is here, and if you are a person coming from a person with benchmark disability, PWBD, okay, simply physically disabled. So physically disabled, they are having 4 categories within themselves, okay, so category 1, 2, 3 and 4. So category 1 for prelims 69.42, that is 70 marks. Category 2, 65.30, that is simply 66 marks. 66 marks. Category 3, 40.56, that is technically 41, and so is category 4. Okay, that is the 40.56, that is 41 marks. So this is what if you are coming from a category that is a person with benchmark disability. Okay, then see the next one, cutoff marks 2024. Okay, we have already discussed this. Now, when we simply talk about the mains examination, the final cutoff marks, okay, so here this is all the data, okay. So now you can understand what do we actually need, what do we actually need to represent. So the things which provide us the boost, first and foremost, the consistency with regard to the practice, okay, with regard to what? Practice, as much as you can practice. So one thing that I would like to discuss here, this is one of the most important thing that students, they often come to us and they ask that, sir, ma'am, can you please provide us the exact wonderful strategy, the best strategy and so on. Guys, please try to understand. A quote I must mention here firstly, that the difference between the winners and the losers, okay. Losers, they often do provide excuses, okay, that is because of these reasons, these circumstances, blah blah, I couldn't make it. But the winners, they do provide what? The reasons, right? That these were the reasons because of which I had made it into the final list, right? For example, a winner will provide you the reason that yes, I was struggling with my family issues, or maybe my financial condition, or maybe some of the incidences. A loser will recite the very same thing. I was struggling with my family issues, I was having too much of financial burden on me, okay, or I was having etc of the domestic or personal problems. Okay, so this is how the reasons and the excuses, they differ. Which side are you? On the side of reasons or on the side of excuses? That only you can decide. It's you yourself who can decide that you are going to provide to this world reasons to your success or excuses to your failure. And remember one thing, people might hear your excuses, but ultimately the moment you turn your back, the moment they will say, these are the problems he or she is saying. I have seen tons of people with the same problems. Okay, now they have achieved the golden things in their life. Okay, so remember guys, okay, don't be the person who is ready to give excuses. Be a person who is ready to provide you the reasons only. Okay, what you have to provide? The reasons. Okay, and if in case you are a person going to appear for this year's prelims, that is today, we are into the end of the day, that is 28th of April is almost gone, almost gets gone, that is. Okay, so we are left with 2 days of the month of April and around 25 days for the prelims. More is left, right? So in the next 25 days, guys, we have already discussed in the previous session, that is, it's now high time for you to say bye-bye to the books. Take on your short notes, whatever you had made, and please start practicing as much as MCQs as you can. Okay, this is what the successful candidates, the winners, they have stated. Okay, as well as the previous candidates, this year's candidates, every one of them, whosoever's interview you are going to watch, they have one thing in common. Out of 1009 selected candidates, one thing is common in all of them. And what is that? They have done a very huge, gigantic amount of practice. MCQs, the model questions, the PYQs, everything. And for next 25 days, guys, okay, in case you are appearing this year, please remember, try to solve at least 4 to 6 of the test papers daily, right? Let's say, for example, if we are going to solve 6 papers, okay, 6 papers per day. That means I am solving 600 questions per day, right? That means for next 20 days, if I just multiply it with 20, so what is the data I'm going to have? I'm having nearly 12,000 questions with me, right? So let's have a discount. I'm having 10,000 questions with me only. And how many questions I'm going to have in my question paper? 100. So what does the probability says? Out of every 100 question, one question will be there inside the prelims question paper. And yes, even if I am master of bad luck, okay, let's say no one is having a bad luck more than that of me, then also I'm going to crack with this mathematical representation. Yes, humans can lie. So does the machines, they are lying these days as well, all thanks to AI, right? But digits, the figures, the mathematics, it never lies. Never ever. Right, everyone? So what you need to do now, practice. And this is what motivation for you. Okay, just 50%. As what the representation is here in front of you, 51.5%. If you have scored this year, you are rank 1 holder. Okay, simplest of the thing, right? So what is the logic? Okay, how these people, they have touched this particular data. Okay, specifically this particular data. Okay, that is 88 for prelims. Now let's have a particular this what we call it as comparison. This year, I must say, many of the experts, they have been proven wrong. Many of the experts, they have been proven wrong. As when last year prelims happened, majority of them, those into the field of maybe teaching or mentoring or in the field of the business of the academics, they were of the opinion that nearly the cutoff shall go 95 to 100. So they stated cutoff shall be going between 95 to 100. Okay, but once again cutoff is below 90. Last year's cutoff, that is the 2023 cutoff. Okay, if we just switch this data and we talk about not the 2024, okay, not exactly the 2024 data, but the data of 2023. What it is telling us? Okay, prelims cutoff was 76. So this time it is obviously above the previous cutoff. That is, this time it is 88, right? 87.98. Okay, so let's consider it as 88 only. So cutoff has varied from around exactly, we can say, 12 marks. Okay, but it's still less than 90. And even if you are scoring 100, that means you are 10 to 15 marks above the cutoff, right? So as simple as that, right? So there could be high chances. 50% as in out of 100, you need to go ahead with 50 questions correct. Okay, and I think even if you have prepared roughly on a very perpetual, continuous, through the disciplined note for 6 months only. For 6 months only, that is 180 days. Then also you might have made into the list. Okay, if you are a candidate, the one who has qualified 2024, and you have just prepared for 6 months. Okay, but in those 6 months you have just prepared, have got nothing else to do, you were just indulged in your preparation only, then also you might have qualified, right? And so this is the motivation for the upcoming IAS, IPS, IFS, IRS officers of our country, right? For the upcoming candidates, presently the aspirants, that you have got 1 year, simply speaking, more than double the time required. right? So even you have right now, presently, even if you're starting, next year's prelims will be in the month of May, right? So exactly you have got more than 12 months, what we can simply state from here. So in this more than 12 months, okay, let's take it 12 months only. So this is also double the time required for us. Okay, so guys, just quickly start up your preparation, and remember, from 30th of April, okay, that is 30th of April actually, the discount carnival is going to end, okay, and we'll be having the April morning batch admissions closed, right? So you just enroll enroll yourself into this carnival, okay, that is the achievements carnival, what we simply call it. Okay, so remember guys, please just simply go on to the studyIQ website, switch on to the courses segment, okay, just enter the code there, PRV live, as you can watch on your screens, okay, and avail the discount that is presently 32,000 rupees only, 32,499 or 999 rupees only, something like that. Okay, so that is technically in round figure less than 33,000 rupees only. Okay, that is you are going to be having, okay, you will be provided with the prelims, the mains, as well as the interview, that is the interview guidance program, along with the mains test series, along with the prelims test series, the live classes, and yes, obviously the notes, the PDF as well. Okay everyone, so please don't miss this opportunity if you want to have your name here into this list, right? So obviously what you need to do, you need to have the best mentors within yourself, the best quality and quantity of the content with yourself, and it is available only on one platform, that is, yes, studyIQ. Okay everyone, so I'll just end up the session here, as we have got the very next session coming, that is the 5 MCQs based on our current affairs daily. Okay, so see you all soon there in that particular segment as well. So guys, thank you, bye bye, good night, take care, Jai Hind, see you all soon.